Treasure Media Podcast.
Good morning and welcome to the Monday Morning Commute. And I always appreciate those who tune in to hear my stories and just reflect on a Monday morning as we start a new work week. And of course, the goal is to think about how can we make this week better than last. And I have to admit, last week was a pretty great week. I always like talking about the weather. Last week here in Akron, Ohio, a great weather week. It was nearly 75 and sunny. Every day was nearly perfect. And on Friday, I had an invite to ride along with a vendor and a marketing team that we do some work with. And that company that they work with sponsors a NHRA funny car race team. So we had the opportunity to travel out to Norwalk Raceway Park, which is about an hour and a half west of here on Route 18, which of course runs right through Akron. But if you follow Route 18 all the way through Medina County and into Huron County, you wind up in Norwalk, Ohio. And in my career, of course, all the work I did and continue to do, of course, with Goodyear, but in my early days with Goodyear as a contractor and a camera assistant to the crew, I visited nearly every racetrack in America, mostly NASCAR, but I did a lot of NHRA races with the great Dave Wright, my mentor and friend, a cinematographer, 35 years as a filmmaker with Goodyear, and I was fortunate enough to be able to travel with him to races. And I cannot believe that I had never been to the Norwalk Raceway Park, and I will tell you, just as a side note, you got to check this out. I forgot how incredible the motorcycle races, the funny car, the Top Fuel, all of it, all of the series they do. Absolutely an incredible experience. But here's what I want to share, how it relates to business, how it relates to building a team. As we were in the hospitality tent, they're feeding us lunch. We're having a great time. And of course, I'm always tagging along. You know, anywhere there's a free lunch, I'm going to show up, I think is the joke there. But we are watching, as crowds are gathering, the race team that runs the funny car. They rebuild the motor in an hour. And I had to Google this because one of the hosts of the event was explaining to us what was going on. They said, hey, you got to watch this. This team of 8 or 10 mechanics, technicians, they come out. And of course, the one fella has to repack the parachute. And I was watching the guy repack the parachute, and we were investigating a little further, asking questions, and eventually they told us that the driver always repacks his parachute. Of course, the two parachutes come out because when you hit 300 miles an hour and you're at the end of the racetrack, you need to be able to stop. Apparently in racing there, the NHRA racing, of course, stopping is as important as going. So the race driver packs his own parachute. How about that? But he has an assistant come in and lay it all out and get it all folded up and do this. And then he comes in and does the final inspection and actually puts it in place. But while this is happening, the entire race team is rebuilding the motor. And I'm watching them take the heads off. I'm watching them pull the pistons out. And I see that, you know, I don't know a lot about auto mechanics. I've been around, of course, Goodyear my entire career. We've done a ton of video work in automotive. So I think I know a little bit. I've certainly got a lot of money in fixing cars over the years. So I think I know that, what the head gaskets look like and what the pistons look like. And I see valves at this and, the crankshaft and all the, I have a sense of how it goes. I could, of course, never do it myself, but I see what they're doing. I could pistons coming out in this shot here. You can see them. And of course, everybody taking pictures and video. I hope this is okay that I'm sharing this. But what an experience. And how incredible it is to watch these professionals work together in this way. They are a well-oiled machine. Is that a good one to use? I suppose. But watching them work together at what they achieve in an hour, rebuilding the motor in an hour. And I Googled it, and of course, it's 12,000 horsepower. And because of the nitro fuel and all of this, in 3 to 4 seconds, you burn up components. So for the next run, they're going to start with a rebuilt motor. They're going to pull out components. They're going to put in new pistons or a new head cover. All of this getting replaced. It's amazing. Who is the team leader that is training this crew to achieve this in under an hour? I am jealous. I am in total awe of this team and inspired because I think about the things that we need to accomplish at our business and all of the operations that we have and the businesses we're involved in and all that we do for clients. And I think about all the people that are working to do incredible things and have a team. And what are we doing to make sure that our teams are set up for success, that they can all work together, everybody knows their roles, that everything is organized, that the workflow and our processes and training and our guidelines and everything is in place, that we as the leaders have communicated what the outcome needs to be, why we're all here, why we're doing what we're doing. And all you have to do is watch this team for 30 seconds and you realize they are achieving something incredible. But we can do this too. I know we can. So I think about, as I start this work week, that incredible experience I had. Thank you to the marketing team and our vendor that allowed this to happen, and everybody that I work with in that circle, in that group that brought us out there. Thank you for that incredible experience. And it was well worth it. It wasn't just a fun Friday afternoon. Well, certainly it was, but I gained something tremendous from that, watching this racing team. And again, to bring it forward, this week, I'm going to be looking around our operations, all of our video production studios and all of our media teams out in the field. How can we work together the way that this team was? And I know we got a great team. Not everybody works together, but I think we got some room for improvement. I know I do as the leader, and maybe just communicating this, that I am interested in how can we organize the equipment? How can we have better equipment? How can we be seeking the clients that we want? How can we be serving the clients we have better? All of those things. That's what I think about when I'm out watching something like this happen. It's all related to how can we be better. There's my thoughts for a Monday morning. Stay cool. It's going to be a warm one. Here in Akron, Ohio, we're going to be in the mid-90s, upper 90s perhaps all week. So there could be some boating that could happen in the afternoon. That's one team building thing that I love. So if the IRS were to ever question why there's a gas purchase at the Portage Lakes, that's because I'm taking my team boating. There's nothing better than getting the team out and just having a little bit of fun, especially in the summer. That is one way I really like to do a little team building. Get everybody out. Let's get out on the boat. And of course, just because I like boating doesn't mean that they do. So sometimes I'll ask the team, say, hey, what would you do if we all went and did something for a day? Of course, a lot of times it comes down to what I want to do because, well, sometimes that's how it goes. But perhaps I should look at that as an area of improvement. Thank you for watching the Monday Morning Commute here on the Mosier Media Podcast. Like, follow, subscribe, do all of that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And let's make it a great week. Thank you.
Mosier Media Podcast.